Hey there, comic colleagues and superhero supporters. Welcome back for the third installment and exciting conclusion to Infinite Crisis Aftermath, The Spectre. We continue this obscure outing with Crispus Allen and the spirit of the Spectre as they watch over a man by the name of Arthur Sachs. Before the two enact punishment on the corrupt businessman, Chris asks the spirit what kind of fate will the man face. The spirit responds that this time Chris will be the one to choose the punishment. With that being said, Chris, as the Spectre, springs into action. He confronts Arthur Sachs, hailing a fury of coins and dollar bills down onto the man, ultimately killing him. After the event, we once again have a conversation between Chris and the spirit. Chris claims that he's ready for something more. He's ready to decide who faces punishment. The spirit laughs at Chris and asks if he ever stopped to truly consider the matter of deciding. With no time to answer, the spirit then asks if he ever thought about how much sin there actually was. From there, the spirit shows Chris the sins being committed on the very block that they are on. Then the sins being committed in all of Gotham. And finally, the sins being committed at this moment all over the world. Chris is taken aback. He falls to his knees and confirms that he is in fact not ready to decide. However, because he's seen a glimpse of the totality of sin, the spirit decides that Chris is ready to choose. At first, Chris decides that Corrigan is the man fit for punishment, but he later determines that this choice is too personal. He eventually settles on Carl Weiss to be his first chosen victim. Chris finds Weiss dragging a woman's body onto the roof of a Gotham skyscraper. Alerted to his presence, Weiss turns to Chris, angered. He tells Chris that he isn't the person he wanted to see, but instead his companion, the Spirit of Vengeance. Weiss then commands that Chris leave and to send the Spectre in his place. After the rude remark, Chris begins to grow and glow in emerald green. He reveals himself to be the entity Weiss so desperately wanted to see. He reveals himself to be the Spectre, and with a snap of Chris's fingers, a fire consumes Weiss, roasting him alive. We then find ourselves in the Allen household, eavesdropping on a moment between brothers. The younger brother, Mal, walks in on his older brother, Jake, sobbing with a gun in hand. Jake tells his brother that he can't bring himself to kill Corrigan. He claims that while Corrigan does deserve to die, killing him would destroy their family and make things even worse. Jake then apologizes to Mal for even bringing the gun into the home and tells him that he will get rid of it. Mal comforts his older brother with an embrace, but looking closer, we see determination in his eyes. We cut back to the spirit and Chris in conversation. The spirit tells Chris that he has one last punishment to enact before the two entities are bonded together permanently. Chris looks up at the spirit and smiles, having one man's name on his mind: Corrigan. Chris finds Corrigan, drunk, stumbling through an alley, but before he confronts the man, the spirit tells him to stop and that they are not here for Corrigan. Before Chris can inquire, a lone figure turns the corner with a gun in hand. The figure is then shown to be young Malcolm Allen. Chris screams out to his son, but is too late. With a tear in his eye, Mal raises his weapon and unloads every bullet into Corrigan, killing him in the alleyway. And with a heavy heart, Chris knows what he must do. A crime has been committed, so a punishment must follow. As the Spectre, Chris calls upon Malcolm Allen, telling him that he must pay for his sins. Recognizing his father, Mal embraces Chris one last time, dying in his arms. Before the merging of the two entities, the spirit gives Chris one last moment to be with his son. Chris kisses him on the forehead and asks the spirit if he will go to hell. The spirit responds that the decision of damnation and redemption is not theirs to make. They simply prepare the sinners for judgment. It is ultimately up to God to decide who deserves wrath and who deserves mercy. The spirit then asks Crispus Allen one last time if he is ready to take up the holy mission of the Spectre. He responds with yes, and finally, the two become one. We then fast forward to the funeral of Malcolm Allen. The Spectre attends to pay his respects, but work must be done. We end the series with the Spectre doing what he does best. He confronts Edward Shaw, the serial killer from Metropolis, and gives him his long-awaited divine punishment. Well, there you have it. After many trials and tribulations, Crispus Allen has finally situated himself as the Spectre. This was a very sad yet profound story, and I enjoyed every moment of it. We are given an introspective look at what it means to be the Spectre, as well as its vast power and limitations. And in my opinion, the writer did a great job defining the rules of the entity. Also, Crispus Allen's characterization was solid and perfectly shows why he was the man tasked with being the next Spectre. He has a strong sense of justice and is a bit stubborn. Yet, he is willing to learn and understand something much greater than himself. I would definitely like to see more adventures of Crispus Allen as the Spectre. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and a comment. Also, make sure to follow and subscribe for more comic coverage.